to the point that we want to do something in love to make their situation better if we can. If we can. So that's where we bring up Yoda, right? Try not. That's empathy. Do or do not. There is no try. So what exactly would a compassionate friend look like in a grief situation? I love this quote from Henry Nguyen. The friend who can be silent with us in a moment of despair or confusion, who can stay with us in an hour of grief and bereavement, who can tolerate not knowing, not curing, not healing, and face with us the reality of our powerlessness. That is a friend who cares. I just really always thought he had beautiful writings, but that really truly is one of my favorite. I think it really sums up what this is all about. So what is compassion in a grief reaction? What is listening with compassion? Knowing how to listen is much more important than what to say. And it's okay after a while, not at the beginning, to throw out, do you feel like talking? That's awkward. It's okay that it's awkward. It's better than just going off into a nervous little diatribe about a whole bunch of crap that this person doesn't want to hear about. Do you feel like talking? And how about, we are Christian Catholics, would you like to pray together? Would you like to pray together? Very, very powerful. Even if they're not up to that at the moment, I can guarantee you that is a powerful connection. That offer makes a very powerful connection. The next thing is to really accept and acknowledge all feelings. This is not the time to be critical of somebody else's behavior who just had a terrible loss. This is not the time to tell them not to cry or not to be angry or not to break down or not whatever. Don't reason with someone's emotions when they're in the midst of this. We don't want to judge, we don't want to criticize, and it's not the time to have a family argument. Definitely not. It's a time to button it up. And that leads us into, guess what? I'm sure you're surprised. Be willing to sit in total silence. I mean, you could almost picture a Saturday Night Live skit of people just sitting on the couch, kind of fidgety, looking at the top, looking at the bottom, not knowing what to say. That's okay. Sometimes that's exactly what we need. No pressure for someone to talk. Back to the eye contact, the hand holding, maybe a hug. You know, and so it's something we learn over time. So we do learn from our mistakes, I would argue. Certainly at my house. So now, believe it or not, some people, and again, it goes with how variable the grief reaction is in different individuals. Some people want to talk all about their loved one's death. It's cathartic to them. It's healing. And some people, believe it or not, will want to retell the details of the death in nitty-gritty detail, in minute detail, over and over and over again. And actually, the worst thing we can do, and it's with all good intentions, the worst thing we can do is to say, no, maybe we shouldn't keep talking about how he died. If the wife of somebody who passed away wants to talk about how he died, knock yourself out, let him do it. Because believe it or not, repeating the story helps to process what really happened, to make it real, and to actually accept what happened. And studies have shown that such retelling in those that want to really accelerates the healing process. It actually can reduce the pain in those that are so inclined. So if this happens to you, even if you have a child that wants to talk about it over and over, maybe not in front of the whole class, that's probably not appropriate, but you know, class time's over, let them get it out. Let them get it out. Now, other comfort measures and reassurance, it's very important that we don't unintentionally minimize the loss. Acknowledge that whatever crying or anger or anything else they're feeling at the moment is okay to feel. And by all means, don't give advice. This is not the time to give unsolicited advice. If you're asked about something, honest opinion, that's fine. But don't offer it up unsolicited. And certainly, this is not a time for an unintentional one-upsmanship. I know you just lost your mom, but when I lost my dad last year, let me tell you all about it. Really? You won't believe how many people really do this, and it's with all the best intentions. You can guess that doesn't help too much. And in fact, back to asking if they would just like to pray with you, especially after some prolonged silences, can do wonders. And if they do say yes, make the prayer simple. Simple prayers of just confidence in God's love and trust in God. Nothing more. Confidence that God loves us and trust in God. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. That can bring a lot of ease to some very painful situations. Now, practical help is also very useful. Now, that seems so flippant and so kind of too constructive at some point. And maybe this isn't initial, maybe this is that night, that evening, but be there and offer. Offer the practical help. Often people just don't have the energy or motivation to ask, even though they may want to. Or maybe they don't want to ask now, they want to ask tomorrow, but they don't have the motivation to pick up the phone and call you. So keep offering gently. What can I do? Shop.